Good morning, everybody. It's Sarah Hall, the Wealthy Optimist. Thanks for tuning in. I am in my home in London's lockdown, and it is the second week. So last Monday, this is just a story time video. I just want to, I don't know, keep up to date with you guys with everything that's going on. I mean, we got to be here for each other. There's a lot going on right now in the world that is very scary and very uncertain. It's unprecedented times. We don't know how to feel. We don't know how to think. We don't know what to do. We can't go outside. We're being told this. We're being told that. I mean, and then so many people just aren't listening to what they're being told. So it's a really uncertain time. And I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about how I'm feeling, what's been going on with me, and spill the tea, if you will. I can't believe I just did that, but this is actually coffee. I don't drink tea that often. Shh, don't tell anyone. But seriously though, so I posted a video yesterday talking about my back. So back is slowly getting better. I am in my home. Let's do an update, a recap, okay? I know that my YouTube videos have been really staggered over the past year, and I want to apologize to that for you guys. I mean, thank you so much for helping me reach over 4,000 followers now. I mean, woo! You guys are all awesome. I also hit 500,000 views. I mean, thank you guys so much for that. That is huge. It's huge for me. It's very exciting times, and it's the beginning of something really cool. And I'm just really happy that I am able to have this platform that I can share with you my life, and that you guys are interested in hearing about my life and what I have to say, and you inspire me with your comments. I took some time. Yesterday was Sunday. I took some time to go through. I responded to hundreds of comments from you guys, and it warmed my heart so much to hear so many people who are getting inspired to go out there and change their lives through what I've done. And I thank you for sharing that with me, because it makes me want to keep going and keep doing this stuff. And this stuff hasn't been easy for me. It's been really challenging and really, really, really hard. So I have, over the past, I guess it's been 2 years since I kind of decided I was going to up and move around the world, change my life, transform my life, and go traveling. And at first I decided I was going to travel for 2 years. What I did was sorry if I keep moving, it's because my back hurts, and probably putting this down is gonna help. 1 second. All right. What I decided was that I was gonna go and travel for 2 years. At the time, I was in a full-time relationship with my ex, Alberto. He's a great guy. I still love him. We love each other. We're hopefully still friends. I mean, we're not as close as friends as we could be anymore, because I think we kind of broke each other's hearts, and that happens in relationships. And our original plan had been this fairy tale plan to move to Italy together and buy a house on the beach and get married and all these kinds of things. And then over time he started to kind of withdraw from that, and in my opinion, from my point of view, his point of view might be different. He just didn't want what I wanted anymore, and he started saying things like that he was, getting too old to have kids. He could take it or leave it if he had kids. He wasn't ready for the commitment. I wanted to get married. We were together for 4 years. During our 4-year relationship, a lot of stuff happened. I mean, he opened a restaurant on his own, which was really exciting. It was a pizzeria in Gastown in Vancouver. I mean, I've never been so proud of somebody in my life. It was amazing. I was like their mascot, like down there all the time, handing out free pizzas, getting people to come in. It was really exciting times, but unfortunately, it wasn't in a good area in Gastown, and they ended up having to close their doors after a while. Now, during that time and closing the doors, my older sister passed away, which was absolutely a tragedy. I mean, she passed away out of the blue. Nobody saw it coming. She died 2 days before she was supposed to get on a plane and come visit us. And she had tickets to go see the Tragically Hip in Vancouver with my mom. And for my sister, I have text messages from her. The last couple of messages she ever sent me were things saying like, I'm so excited to go on to see this concert with mom, because the Tragically Hip were like her heart song. I mean, she just loved them to bits. And she was like, I feel like we're going on this spiritual journey together, and mom's gonna realize why I love them so much, and can't wait for it. And then she passed away. And instead of her coming to see us, I was flying there with my family. My brother was already in Toronto. And we were flying there instead to, bury her. And it was awful. And Alberto was there for me through that. So what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that everybody in your life comes into your life for a reason. And sometimes relationships don't work out, and sometimes things change, and sometimes we're maybe not meant to be together. And that was in 2016 that my sister passed away. It's 2020 now. It still feels like yesterday to me. If you've ever had grief, I mean, let me know in the comments below, because it is a lasting thing, especially when you lose somebody as close to you as like a sibling or a parent, or even a grandparent. I mean, I lost my grandma and it was awful, devastating. Especially if you lose a child. I mean, God bless my mom and her dad, because it's heart-wrenching. But that was in 2016, and in 2018, me and Alberto kept making these plans that we were going to move to Italy. And I was turning 30 in 2018. And there's this special visa called the Tier 5 Work and Travel Visa that you can get when you're a Canadian, and you can use it to go to London or the UK. I picked London. Go to the UK and live there and work there for 2 years. And I said to him, I am going to do this if we don't move together now. And I had to put a boundary down, because I wasn't going to sit around for another 4 years and wait for him to make up his mind if he wanted me or not. Like, if you don't know if you want to be with me, what the hell are we doing? That's kind of where my mind was at. Like, I want somebody that picks me, picks me and wants me, and that's that. And he wasn't doing that. He was like kind of doing that, and then he was like pulling his foot back out, kind of doing it, pulling his foot back out, kind of doing it, and then I couldn't do it anymore. So April of 2018, I was going to turn 30 in September. April 2018, I said, this is the last straw. I'm applying for this visa. I'm going to go travel the world. And he said, I think you should go. I think you should go. I think you should do that, because I'm not going anywhere, and I'm not going to be able to change my situation at any time soon. I love you to death, but I'm not going to be able to change my situation, so I think you should go. So I applied for the visa, got approved, and I left on July 1st. And the day before I left, I filmed my first ever national TV interview for my book, Positive Power, which is in the comment section below, which you can buy. If you'd like to support me, I would love that. Thank you. It's about 12 steps to help transform your life by transforming your mindset. And I did my first ever nationwide TV interview on that, and it was so exciting. The very next day, I got on a plane, and I went and I traveled for 5 months. Instead of moving right to the UK at first, I decided I wanted to explore the world, because I've traveled a lot in my life, but I've never solo traveled. And that was a big deal for me. So I went and I just took off. I cried before I got on the plane. Alberto took me to the airport, and I cried before I got on the plane, and he took the last picture of me, with I thought I was, some teenager going on my first Euro trip or something. I had a backpack, and yeah, There's lots of videos. You can see them. I ended up buying a proper rolling luggage because backpacks are not my style. It hurts your back and it's way too small. Sorry for the noise in the background. And I went, and I have never learned so much about myself as I did in those 5 months. I traveled to 13 different countries. I explored so much. I stayed in Florence for a whole month. I rented an Airbnb apartment all to myself, this beautiful little apartment, and it was amazing. And I just, that 1 month, I felt like I lived there. I felt like I was really living in Italy, and it was amazing. And I had a friend come visit me, Whitney from Italy, and I still have to publish those videos. Whitney, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it, I promise. I have a backlog of about 200 videos of my travels that I'm slowly gonna be uploading. It's been a lot of stuff happening, so it's taking me time. And I went on so many adventures. I went to Greece for a month, to a whole bunch of different places. I went to France. I started in Paris, and I went all the way down the coast through the interior, Bordeaux, Sarlat. I went down to the French Riviera. I went to Saint-Tropez. I went to Marseille. I went to Monaco. I went to all these different places, and it was just, I went to Nice. I went to, like, it was mind-blowing. It was amazing. It was beautiful. It was so great. And then I got sick of traveling. And so I went back to London. I went to London and I stayed for a month. And I had a really bad experience with an Airbnb there, which is for another Storytime video. But I had a really bad experience there. And I got a job. I got a job copywriting in London, in Chelsea, at a really nice high-end clinic, plastic surgery clinic, and met some great people. It was a great experience. It was fortunate that it was like more of an online job because they knew I was traveling, so I was able to go back to Canada because I still had my relationship with Alberto. We didn't break up when I left. We did a long distance relationship, which was really, really, really hard. And I can do a whole other video on long distance relationships. And for me, it didn't work. For me, we fought all the time. We fought more, I think, when I was traveling and he was home, than we did when we were together. And people that are, 7,000, 10,000 kilometers apart and are fighting that much, it's not a good sign for the relationship. So I decided in November, I had won a trip with another company and I was going to Phoenix, Arizona for that. So I decided to go back to Vancouver instead of flying back to London so I could visit my family, kind of tie things up with Alberto there and see what was going on. When I got back, he surprised me with a trip to Cuba. And I'll be honest, the last thing I wanted to do was get on another plane after traveling for 5 months. But we went to Cuba and we fought the entire trip. I thought it was going to be this romantic time. I thought he was going to propose to me. I thought maybe he had realized how much he loved me and missed me while I was gone. And it just ended up being a disaster. And not like a total disaster, but like a majority disaster. And when we came back, I did a couple of different stunt roles on television and film. For those of you that don't know, I also am an actor and special abilities background performer for military work in television. Worked on a lot of different stuff, everything from Deadpool to Tomorrowland to Siren to Lost in Space to tons of different things, but in no way famous, no. All like really behind the scenes type stuff. But I did a lot of different stunts and different things like that while I was in Vancouver for a few months. And then I decided that in March of 2019, I was going to go back to London. And I talked extensively with Alberto for those few months from November when I came back, from November until March. I talked extensively about like, what are we going to do? Like, let's figure this out. Like, are we going to be together? Are you going to come meet me in London? What is our plan? Like, I want to know for sure that you choose me and that you want me and you want a commitment with me. And he couldn't decide. So I left. And I left with the kind of intention that we were going to meet up in Sardinia in July. And when I got to London, I felt this huge relief that that relationship felt like it was over to me. And so I called him on FaceTime, and I'm not proud of this, but I ended the relationship from London over a FaceTime call. And it broke my heart, and I'm positive it broke his heart. And me and him continued to talk for the past year, because that was March last year. So it was the end of March, first week of April. Right now it's end of March, first week of April. So we've continued to talk. There were a few months that he didn't talk to me at all because he hated me, I'm sure. He said that I ran away and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, sometimes you got to set up a boundary. And if that person isn't willing to meet you in that boundary, then you have to choose to move on. You have to choose you. And I had to choose me. And this video is in no way hating on Alberto. He's an amazing man. He's a great man. I still have a lot of love for him in my heart. I wish him all the best. And he's still in my prayers all the time. And so is his mom. They're always in my prayers. So it's just, the video is more to tell you about my journey and where I'm at. So that was that. And then I moved to London, and here I am. I'm gonna have to cut this video short now because it's 16 minutes long. So this is the first ever story time kind of video about what's been going on in my life. And I'm gonna do one of these, I think, every day because I'm in quarantine and I don't have much else to do. I mean, I do work full time, but I mean, there's another, 8 or 9 hours in the day when I'm not sleeping that I can be doing YouTube videos. So I really appreciate you guys subscribing. Please subscribe to this video so that you can see the next one. Turn the little bell notification on in the corner so that you can be notified when the next video comes. I hope that you're staying safe in this quarantine time frame right now. Stay the F inside. There are people walking around outside in the streets, going to parks. I mean, I can't even begin to explain how stupid that is. That is how it spreads. God bless Italy and Iran and China for what they're going through right now, but the US and the UK are creeping up there really fast. I mean, we need to stay inside. Canadians too. Canadians are taking it more seriously than the UK are, and they're not even that many cases there yet, and that's probably because they're taking it seriously. Like, my sisters showed me pictures of them taping off playgrounds. I mean, that is smart. Here, kids are playing on playgrounds and then going home to their parents, and they're all spreading germs everywhere. I mean, stay inside. Okay, rant over. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, and I love you all, and you look gorgeous today. Okay, bye.